Hi there everyone, welcome back to the ScrapbookPal YouTube channel. I'm Cassie Trask. Today we are going to be focusing on the Altenew Build a Garden Hellebore Haven collection. And here's the stamp set. It is absolutely stunning. I love all the detail in there. It's beautiful. It's one giant stamp. And then you get so many beautiful sentiments to go along with it for all the different things you might need it for. I love how on Altenew the packaging kind of gives you ideas and how to care for things, all the instructions. And we're going to take a closer look at that packaging here in a little bit. But this is such a gorgeous stamp set. So in this collection, you also have the matching die to go along with it. It has the die to cut out the entire floral, and then you have the shadow and the main word friend. Then we also have the stencil, and this is 4 stencils in one. And on the back, it gives you color combinations, ideas, how to use it. And I just love that if you're a beginner, these are perfect for you. And I'm guaranteeing you're going to have a gorgeous card in the end. And then we also have the mini ink blending brush that comes in this kit too. So I'd never used it before, but I'll tell you what, I really, really liked it. Easy to clean, easy to use, and that brush is so super soft. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. So I'll pull out the stamp, but take a look at the inside packaging for the stamp. It gives you ideas and colors on how to blend with the stencil. There's no guessing if you want to make it exactly how they have it there. And I love that because it kind of opened up my eyes to a couple of things with that stencil, as far as like one of the stencils had flowers and it also had some of the greenery. So something to think about. I did put my cardstock into my Mini Misty, and we're going to ink that up with some VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. So it's a nice crisp black ink. I'm going to end up stamping it out a couple of times, but that's why I put it in the Misty. This is a bigger stamp, so I definitely wanted to make sure that I had a crisp outline of that stamp. So we'll go ahead and ink that up one more time. And here we have our stamp. So now I'm going to bring in our stencils, and I'm going to line them up. Each one of those stencils has a number on it, so you know which one you're supposed to start with, which is great. It did take me a couple seconds to line up each one of them, but then I just tacked that down with my magnets. And we'll bring in that mini ink blending brush along with some distressings. That first color is Scattered Straw. I'm sort of just starting where I think the darkest part of the ink would be and blending that color on there and getting lighter as I go. So that's what makes these mini ink blending tools so perfect for these small areas, and also to kind of control a little bit better how much of that ink you're putting down. And so you can tell that I'm getting darker in some areas and lighter in others. I'll pull that back. You can really see it then. So that looks pretty good. And then we'll bring in the second stencil. Now the second stencil has some of the greenery on it also. We're going to bring in the color Fossilized Amber. I'm going to clean off my mini ink blending brush in between. And I'll tell you what, it cleans very easily, very quickly. And so this is the only one of these that I have, but I kind of feel like I want more. But it isn't necessary, I guess, because if you don't want it, I did stick with colors that were more in the yellows, oranges, and then I did do some of the greens, obviously. But again, cleaning it was such a breeze, so I wasn't too worried about it. So Fossilized Amber, we're going to clean that off pretty well, make sure that it's mostly clean. And then we're going to move on to some Bundled Sage for just parts of that greenery. And love that. So you end up with only 4 stencils, but very easy to manipulate your colors across that stencil to get the look that you're going for. So there you have that one. Then we'll bring in the third stencil. Same thing, tack it down, and then the color I'm going to use here is some Spiced Marmalade. So it's a really pretty orange, again focusing some of that darker color at the bottoms of our petals and bringing the lighter out. It just makes it a little bit more dramatic. Then I'll clean that off and we'll move on to the fourth and final stencil. This is where I'm going to use some peeled paint. So I'm using a darker green. And I end up loving, loving, loving how this turned out. This stamp makes it so easy to have the front of a card taken up. You could do this right on your card front if you wanted. You wouldn't have to die cut it out, but I'm going to because I really love the die, and you're going to see just how detailed that die really is. So this is beautiful and so easy. You saw me do it. Took no effort. The brush is clean. That didn't take much effort either. It is a little stained, but it's still clean. So now we're going to bring in the matching die and just line that up, and then I'm going to tack that down with a little bit of Post-it tape and run that through my big die cutting machine. And then take a look at the detail of the die. It cuts out even in between some of the parts of the flower. I love that so much. So when you use it against a colored cardstock like I'm going to do, you'll see some of that color poking through. Now this was originally cut down to 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches, but I decided I wanted it to have a little bit of a white border when I put it on my A2 size card, so I did cut it down to 4 inches by 5 1/4. I'm going to die cut out the word friend. The shadow will be white, the word itself will be black. And making sure that I keep the top of my eye, don't want to lose that part. And so now I'll just use some reverse tweezers and a little bit of liquid glue, and we can attach that down to the shadow piece of the word friend. Again, I really love how many different sentiments are in the stamp set. So you could just use the word friend, that'd be perfect, but there are so many great ones in there that I really wanted to add one of the sentiments as well. So the word is ready to go, but before we start assembling that, I'm going to bring in the Scrapbook Adhesives 3D foam strips. So these are great, easy to manipulate around a stamp like, a die cut out like this. And so you're going to see me just put that down, take a look. Obviously, I filled in all the areas, cut it where I needed, saved pieces where I wanted. Yeah, and then we're going to think about how we want to put that down. I do decide before I stick it down to go ahead and trim off a part of the stamp. And the reason for that is because I just knew it would be easier to do it this way and cut it. And then line up that straight edge with a piece of my cardstock, and then I can save that other portion for the upper part of my cardstock. So we're going to peel off all that release paper. It's actually a little easier with some of these to use your reverse tweezers. So I'm just going to use my reverse tweezers and peel off all of that release paper for each one of those that I haven't already peeled it off. And then once we get to that last one, now we can attach this down to the front of our card panel. And I'm going to line that up with the straight edge at the bottom. This is why I wanted to trim it first. Perfect. You could probably have trimmed it before you put the foam tape on, but because I used the guillotine trimmer, it wasn't that big of a deal. It was pretty easy to trim. And then I'll peel off the release paper on this piece, and then we can just stick it at the top, so nothing is really wasted. There are a couple areas where that is sticking off the side. I will trim that down using some scissors because they're very small pieces. So my scissors work just fine here because they're real tiny pieces. And then I'm going to bring in that stamp set and pick out one of the sentiments to go along with this. Now, this part is probably going to scare a few of you. I never get scared during these parts, and the reason I say that is because you can always cover it with paper. It's paper. Just remember that it's paper. You can, if this does not work out the way I stamp this, I can always stamp it onto a piece of white cardstock and stick that over the top. So that's why I'm not worried about it. But it does stamp just fine. So everything worked out. You saw my fingers get excited. It's fine. And now I'm going to use a little bit of liquid glue, and we're going to attach down the word friend to the top of that to go along with our sentiment. And then I'll bring in my card base, which is just a piece of white cardstock that measured 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches and was scored at 4 1/4. So it's a side folding A2 size card. We used liquid glue on our panel and attach that down, and then we have this nice white border, but I don't want to stop there, so I do bring in some embellishments. These are the Pinkfresh clear dots in the color Ice. I use these all the time. As you can tell, my bag is getting empty, but I love these, and I'm usually pretty liberal with them when I put those on, and I just glue those down, but they just really, really add, and they have them in various colors, so ScrapbookPal has them all in the store. So check it out. But here's our card. I love how this turned out, and I hope you do too. If you do, hit that like button. Definitely consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. And be sure to check out all that ScrapbookPal has going on over on their blog, Facebook page, and Instagram for more crafty inspiration. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you soon.